Laminated birch plywood worktops create an eye-catching detail when combined with an undermounted sink. The veneers in the plywood combined with the radius corners of the sink and worktop is a lasting natural look. Position the sink and set the worktop into place. There is no right or wrong on undermount sink locations. Some people like the sink to be proud of the doors. In this case, we have gone for a flush alignment. We recommend the worktop overlaps the rim of the sink by 10 mm to allow the worktop to be bedded onto sealant to prevent liquid running down the sides. We have used a jig with a 12 mm radius as that matches the radius on the sink. Most sink manufacturers supply a template for the cutout dimensions, and this can be used to help plan the cutting. Mark the edge of the worktop with the pencil from the edge of the sink and add on the 10 mm overlap requirement. With the square, mark onto the surface of the worktop where the cut line is to be down both sides. Measure from the edge of the worktop to the back of the sink. Allowing for the overlap, this determines the distance for the back cutout. Place the jig onto the pencil lines and clamp into place. Ensure the sacrificial piece of plywood is underneath the cutout area. This helps reduce vibration when you are close to cutting through. It also ensures the cutout does not suddenly drop and rip the underside laminate or land on your toe. With the router revolving clockwise, work round the cutout in a clockwise direction. If your router bit is 10 to 12 mm, then set the tool to high speed and make your first pass to remove to a depth of 4 mm. Clean the groove between passes to remove debris. Repeat for 4 more passes, taking out 8 mm on each pass. Flip the jig over 180 degrees, locate to the correct position and clamp into place. Rather than allowing the router to finish coming out of the ply, make an insertion for about 25 mm from the front to minimise the risk of breakout. Thereafter, it is simply a case of repeating the passes 4 mm at first, removing debris after each pass, then continuing removing 8 mm on the next pass. We think it's best to radius the front 2 corners of the worktop to repeat the curves at the back of the cutout. In this case, you need an external corner jig with the same radius as your internal corners. You need to support the jig prior to cutting so it does not deflect when you apply pressure with the router. Once again, take 4mm with the first pass, remove debris, continue passes removing 8mm and cleaning debris each time. The end result is a clean face with radius corners to suit the sink shape. If any part of the ply has burnt, a light sanding can be applied to remove scorch marks.